Hey everybody. So I wanted to talk to you about something that I um I wanted to talk to you something that I witnessed that was in both of my apartments. So back in 2020, I moved into this building. It's called 2075, and this was in Lambert. So a lot of my Lambert girlies is watching my videos, which I really truly appreciate that. So I put this on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as on here. But all of my Lambert girlies are watching this on Facebook, so I appreciate y'all a whole lot. But let me tell y'all something. Yo, a lot of people was right around here. Yo, when I said that I could not make up this type of stuff, it's hard to make up this type of stuff. Let me tell y'all how I end up getting a premonition and a dream all in the same night about the guy that used to live in my apartment that was there before I moved in. So I don't know what year, I don't know when this happened, but I moved into this apartment. This was in June 11th, 2020, and the apartment had a balcony on it. So I fell in love with this apartment. I felt like this was perfect for me. And if anybody knows me very well, they know that I do love small spaces. Not too small, but I like something like fit like a glove. So this apartment was everything that I ever wanted, dreamed of. I loved it. It was like a small, cute Matchbox apartment. I'm not a flashy girl. I don't like big spaces. I'm talking about huge spaces. I'm not used to that. I was never used to living in a huge space. So when I picked this apartment, it had everything that I was looking for except for one thing. The appliances was not updated. It was outdated. So let me tell you about how the end of the summer I had this dream, right? And I was sitting on the couch and somehow I fell asleep on the couch. I had this dream that this guy, he was Puerto Rican and he was trying to show me how he died. And this guy was like middle aged, between late 30s going to the early 40s. He had long brown hair, curly. He looked like he was between 180, 190 pounds. And this guy was trying to tell me that his apartment got caught on fire. It was an accident and he died. And I felt so bad for him. So I kept saying, ooh, like, oh my God, like, how did this happen? But the guy couldn't talk. So he walked away from me in the dream. And I guess I was just sitting here just wondering, why am I having these type of dreams? Because lately between 2020 and 2024, I was having a whole bunch of dreams. And it was about certain people that was living in the building where I was at. And I couldn't explain why I'm having these dreams. I swear to God, I was having premonitions and dreams of a older woman, gray hair. She also was in this apartment, but she did not die in the apartment. And then all of a sudden, I saw this Puerto Rican guy. But the woman said she did not live in my apartment. She lived in my building. So another woman came to me. I did not know who she was. She was a black grandmother. She looked like she was from the South. But she was telling me about her grandson. Her grandson got killed in front of my building. And she told me the name. I'm not going to mention the name, but I knew who he was because I grew up with this man. And this man got killed over something stupid, heartless crime, whatever. And I felt so bad for him because when I did hear how he got killed and why he got killed, my heart broke for this man. But his grandmother came through and told me who he was. And then I saw another grandmother coming through for my neighbor. So once again, I'm having these dreams and premonitions back to back to back, and I didn't know who to talk to about this. So I'm asking everybody out here, do you know what this means? And is anybody spiritual? Are you into this type of stuff, or do you believe in this type of stuff? It's not that I'm doing tarot card readings, nothing like that. This is just dreams. This is premonitions. So I'm seeing things that happened in the past, and I'm seeing things that's happening in the future, and I don't know who to talk to about this. I don't know what to say about this, but these dreams was bugging me, so I had to talk to somebody. And then all of a sudden, my old neighbor from the next building from me came to me and asked me, can he do a single reading for me? And I'm like, okay, what? He was like, oh no, I just want to do a reading for me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So he came to my house. This was between 7, 8 o'clock that night. And I did a little reading on him. And I asked him who is this grandmother that was coming through with the sunflower tablecloth and everything. So after we did the reading, he cried. He felt like I connected with him and his grandmother. He said that he finally felt the closure that he always wanted. And then he wanted the closure about his ex-girlfriend. So all of a sudden, ever since I did that reading, I was having tons of freaking dreams of people I don't even know in places I never been to. And then all of a sudden, this one last dream happened in the 1970s. Mind you, I was born in the 80s. I didn't know anything about this city. I didn't know about the person that was standing in front of me, who I was with. And I'm trying to ask somebody, like, I'm really going around asking my neighbors, because a lot of my neighbors are very, very much Christians. They Catholics. So I was asking them questions, and they was like, okay, maybe it's a message or somebody's trying to tell you something, or they trying to get to their ancestors, or they trying to get to their kids. They trying to get to some type of family members. And then they was like, well, you should put it out there. Don't just keep it to yourself. And I'm like, well, I don't know who to talk to, because I don't know who this family member is and who they're related to. So all of a sudden I started describing the family member to my neighbors, and they was like, oh yeah, she's related to this person. I'm like, okay, now I know. So I go to the person, I start telling them everything. And this person was like dead shocked, like blood just drained from the face. So now I'm asking y'all, please, in the comments, feel free to please answer this question. What does these dreams mean? And why are they coming to me? I don't know these people, never met these people, never met the family members. So why are they coming to me in my dreams? Same thing with this guy. So I was, like I say, I move into this apartment now. Now I'm in my apartment that's fairly new. I've been here for a year now. Just celebrated September 11th. And everything was so fine and dandy. It felt so cool until the night I had a dream. Once again, I felt three energies in this apartment. It was two females, one man. Two of them was black. The man was a Puerto Rican. He was an older Puerto Rican, between 50s and 60s years old, and he was sitting in the corner of my room. He was crouched down like he was scared of something. Then he was looking dead at me. I'm looking dead at him. The lights is off. So I'm looking through the dark, and I saw this Puerto Rican man sitting in the corner of my bedroom, right by the entrance of my door. And I'm like, who are you? I'm looking at this man, and I'm saying in my head, who are you? And the guy read my mind, because he answered me without moving his mouth. He said, I'm here to see how you doing. You don't recognize me? And then I'm like, what are you talking about? So it was like his face lit up, like as if somebody shined a light over his head like this. And I was like, Antonio? And that's Spanish for Anthony. He's my ex. I'm like, what are you doing in my room? And he was telling me without moving his lips, I'm here to check up on you. I want to see how you're doing. He said, I'm not feeling too good. I'm not doing too well. So, okay, a couple of days later, I went to his old job to talk to his best friend, and I asked him, how's Antonio doing? And he was like, oh, Antonio, he's okay, but he's been sick lately. Da, da, da. And he was just, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, can I tell you something? I was like, why? Antonio came to me in a dream telling me he was sick. He wasn't doing so good. He was crouching down like this. What am I supposed to do about this situation? He was like, what? What are you talking about? He was like, seriously? He came to you in a dream? He was like, he's haunting you? And he said it in a joking way. No, he's not. I say, he's trying to tell me something. I don't think he's doing so good. He lives in the Dominican Republic. He moved back there after his visa expired. So I kind of felt bad for him, because I have no way of contacting this man. So I kind of felt bad. I felt so guilty all year long last year, because I didn't know how to contact him. So I asked him, can you please contact him for me and tell him I'm waiting for him? Like, I'm waiting for him to contact me. I want to see how he's doing. Let me know if he's okay. And all of a sudden, yeah, we got another message a couple of months later. This was in November, and that's when they told me, hey, Antonio's doing much better. He's fine. He just wish he could come back to New York. He just been going through a lot lately. And I'm like, okay, I understand. And then these other two women that was in my house, the spirit, one of them was a light-skinned person, the other one was a dark-skinned woman. One of them felt a sense of sorrow, and the other one felt annoyed, like somebody was just disturbing her peace. And I was trying to figure out what she's still sitting there doing there. And I'm sitting like, okay, at that time, my bed was facing the doorway. And I was able to look into my kitchen where the refrigerator is at, and I saw a spirit sitting right there in front of my fridge. Now, call me crazy, delusional, anything like that. You don't got to believe me. You ain't got to believe anything I say. If this never happens to you, then don't worry about it. If you're not into shit like this, it was nothing to be into. It's just, it happens. It happens to a lot of people. when somebody's trying to give you some type of message and they want you to translate this message, or they want you to relate the message to somebody that they love, they always come to you. This is the fourth time, maybe the fifth, that somebody came to me and trying to get me to give somebody a message, but I can't find the person they want me to give this to, so I couldn't relate the message to them. But it was this woman. She looked like she was about 5'8". She had big breasts, light skin, long hair. She say she keep her hair done up, and it was in curls, but it wasn't real. Her hair was like a weave or something. And she was trying to tell me somebody's disturbing her home, her peace. She said she lived here and that she didn't understand why people was crowding her space. Why is people living in her apartment? She kept saying, "Why are you living in my apartment?" And I was like, "Oh, you used to live in this building." So let me tell you about this building. This building was brand new, built about 2 years ago, and they finally finished building it in the fall of 2024. And everybody was so anxious to get over here. But what people don't know is that a lot of people that used to live in the building that was built before this passed away. We're talking about over 5, maybe 6 people that was in this building passed away, either due to cancer or some type of violence. And nobody seems to understand that some spirits don't rest easy. Some spirits don't just go away because you expect them to go away. Some people are tied to the community. They are tied to their possessions or their homes. And if they see you move into their home, they will most likely be upset, but they understand that they're no longer here anymore. So if you tell them to cross over and go to God, you have to tell them like in a way that's not joking around, like mean it, because they don't understand that they are on earth instead of being up in heaven. So I spoke to one of my neighbors about this. My neighbor, she's a Catholic and she's also an older woman. And I was telling her about this. She said she believed me because she goes through this all the time. She has family come to her, friends come to her, and she only wished that she could have that one more moment with that person. So long story short, after we sat here and started talking about this and I was asking for advice, I prayed to God about this, and I also cleansed my house. And I asked the spirit to go to God, cross over. This is not your home no more. You're no longer here. I need you to understand that your body is no longer here, but your spirit lives on. But you have to go to God. And all of a sudden, within 28 days, everything was cleared out. The house was clear. The spirit was gone. I didn't feel nothing. I didn't have to cleanse the house anymore. I didn't have to sage. I was doing all of this saging for almost 30 days to cleanse this house because I felt so creepy and uncomfortable sleeping here. And I said the first 6 months of me being here, I could not sleep very well. I was sleeping up to 3 or 4 hours a day. And something kept telling me, you got to go to somebody and talk about this, or you have to cleanse this house. I had to look up online how to cleanse this house because I didn't know how to do it right. So when my sister came here and she saw the sage and stuff, she was asking, what was this about? Like, and I was telling her, I cleanse this house a lot because I get a lot of energy here. And it was funny because another friend that was over here for the holidays saw me, like he was sitting right here watching me cleanse this house, and it was a spark. I had a spark over here. The spark was like popping like popcorn. It was popping 3 or 4 times. So he was like, that's probably because there's a spirit over here. So once again, we looked it up online. We looked everything up online to see what was going on. And then, yeah, even Google was saying maybe there's a spirit. If you're into the spiritual world, there's a spirit right here who won't rest, who's in your house just trying to take over. And I felt like something was watching me. Something was not happy that was here. But like I say, I cleansed this place. It took me almost 30 days to cleanse this place. And now I'm able to sleep very well. I wake up fine. I go to bed fine. But y'all let me know down in the comments if y'all ever been through something like this. What is your best advice to give me when it comes to cleansing this house and to continue to cleanse? And have y'all ever had somebody come to y'all in a dream that y'all don't know or ever heard of, and they ask you for messages, they ask you to answer questions or to relay messages to family members? What's going on here? Because this was crazy.